Life's best moments are meant to be savored. Trail Ride cigars are crafted for those who blaze their own trails. With rich flavors and perfect balance, every draw is an adventure. Find your flavor today at trailridecigarco.com. That's trailridecigarco.com. Trailridecigarco.com.
Urban City Podcast.
It's Breakfast at Jabot's. Gerald Jabot, your host right here on the Urban City Podcasting Network. Today in the studios, one of my dear friends.
Breakfast with Jabot.
You heard it. You heard it right here. Yeah. And if you don't know who he is because you're blind, because we don't have our cameras today.
No camera.
Yeah, the man said he ain't want no cameras in, so we're not going to do the cameras.
He ain't told me nothing about no cameras.
Well,
till he walked up in my house 10 minutes ago. Anybody told me they're going to be using cameras?
Well,
he said interview with, he brought in radio and stuff.
We in Hollywood, baby.
I can't do this butt naked. Now, you the one told me it's the first time you're ever doing a butt naked interview. And you said, no Diddy.
No Diddy. I did say no Diddy.
So as long as I stay on this couch and you stay over there, we going to be all right.
We good.
But we're not putting these things on camera.
Where the girls is at, though. Yeah, where the girls at. Yeah, they coming. They on their way.
They on their way.
Yeah, man, it's Breakfast at Jabot's. We got special guests in the building. If you don't know who that voice is, then I'm going to tell you who it is. It's Michael Colyar. Y'all make some noise for him.
Whoa, I make something for myself.
For your damn self. Yeah. Now that we finally got you, we officially hung out. And I'm going to say this. I had to babysit him because his ride didn't bring him where they needed to bring him. We ended up, we bonded. We went to the cigar shop. You did your show in Jackson, Mississippi. And, from there we just kept in contact. And you got married. Now we're here.
I was married now, y'all.
You off the market.
Been married 335 days to the most incredible human being God ever created next to my mama.
Yes, indeed.
I love you, Sonia.
Yeah, bless her. Bless you, man. Congratulations on that, too, by the way.
Oh, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. I saw your pictures this morning after you're live. After you're live.
I be showing my pictures of my wife every day.
Yeah, every day.
I talk about it every day. I think about it every day, every moment.
That's real love right there.
Hey, man, either that or I'm whipped.
Okay. Now, let's get right into it, man. Now, before I personally knew you, I knew who you were. And we'll start from the beginning. You got started in comedy and helped me out. You won $100,000 on Star Search. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that what catapulted it? Or is that what you always wanted to do?
I haven't catapulted yet, brother.
Well, it seems that way to us, though.
But not to me.
Not to you.
To me, no, brother. I haven't catapulted. I've done some things, and I've accomplished some things, but the catapulsion is about to happen.
Okay.
We have been propped and primed for the catapulsion.
Okay.
We pulled the catapult all the way down and lashed the big rubber band on it. We about to let it go.
Let it go,
but that hasn't happened yet. But I've had a lot of beautiful blessings, man.
Right.
Another one today when they finally said that the actions of Donald Trump was criminal when he was trying to turn around the results of the election. It became official today. They just opened up the documents.
Yeah, because we're looking at it on the TV as we speak right now.
And we ain't paying no attention to y'all. We watching TV.
Yeah.
He said, man, look, I got to do this thing. Let's just go and talk through it, but keep TV on because
we really on because this is breaking news. So, we got to see. It's a lot going on in the news, and especially like in the celebrity world.
You are voting for Kamala?
I don't know.
Okay, that's good. That's an acceptable answer. I don't know.
So here's the thing. Like in politics, I got a political science degree. And
then you definitely voting for Kamala. Woo! I ain't worried now. Go ahead.
Well, they always told us if you stand behind somebody, you support them. And if you start talking about politics specifically and the way you angle your conversations, then you support that person. So I'm always out of it. Yeah,
I just think the people who support Trump supports the stuff he stands for. If you support Trump, you stand for misogyny, you stand for racism, you stand for white supremacy, you stand for those fools who call themselves Christian. They're not Christian, the people he working with. What they call themselves Christian nationalists, they're not Christians. And y'all can do all the stuff you want. You can grab coochies and lie and make up stories about eating dogs and do whatever you want. But please do not frame it as patriotism. It is not patriotism. I heard Jon Stewart would say something similar to that, and it was so on the money, I had to stand up and salute. It ain't patriotism, it's cultism.
It is
the Great
cultism.
White Hope just showed up.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the Great White Hope. These folks who feel scared, this population of white men who terrified, there's the minorities are now the majorities, and the blacks are coming, and
the Hispanics.
And women have backbones now. They stand up straight and look you in the eye and speak. Holy gee. So these guys are panicked, and they've been waiting for a fool who will come along and scream out their anxieties and their aspirations, and they got the perfect one.
What about black people who follow Trump, or who are those people?
That's what I think about when you said you haven't made up your mind yet. But listen, black people who don't vote for Trump, something's very wrong with you. I have a morning show.
Who don't vote for Trump or for Kamala?
Oh, you know I said crazy if I said Trump.
You said,
I said if you vote for Trump. I meant if you vote for Trump, you have an issue. You have a problem if you do that, and you're black and you know he's racist. I mean, you know that. You know, if you see him with his arms around a black woman, he holding up for the police. So, and then I had a brother had a nerve to ask me. He said, man, he said to me, he asked me, he told me, he said, brother, you just voting for her because she black. Yeah. Motherfucker.
You got the right to do that. You got the right to do that. Not just a right,
it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to love yourself first.
Okay, so we're out here in California hanging out, right?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
This announcement is international, worldwide. Yeah. We could be anywhere right now.
We could be. Yeah, we could be.
Go ahead.
What do you think about the black men who despise Kamala Harris from the state of California, the ones who's been convicted,
I don't care what
jail, and all
from.
of that? Yeah.
If you despise Kamala Harris, you're an asshole, and I will tell you to your face. And I know how to box.
Yeah.
So if you're black and you despise her, you're really despising yourself. Because here you look at this. You have two options. There ain't but two options. Ain't no 3, 4, 5. Ain't no maybes. It's two options. It's Kamala Harris, or it's this pussy grabbing, backstabbing, lying, double talking, racist, hateful son of a bitch. Or the black woman who's intelligent, who's cordial, who cares about people, who's trying to bring people together instead of divide them, who look like your mama. And you got them two choices, and you got to go, I don't know which one. Kiss my ass. You ain't shit. You can't come on my show with that. And we on 5 days a week on YouTube, Mike Colyar Morning Show. Come on my show with that anti-Kamala stuff. I cuss your ass out and throw you off the show.
Just like that.
Just like that. Don't come on my show telling people not to vote. And I'm not telling you who to vote for, Kamala Harris. That's up to you. Everybody has a right to vote for who they want to vote for, Kamala Harris. But don't come on my show saying anti-Kamala stuff.
Gotcha.
You can be black and say you're voting for Trump, but I'm not gonna let you stay on the show.
You gotta be graceful with how you say it, even with grace.
I get friends that they mad at me. Well, Jaguar's not, but I told Jaguar right, because Jaguar Wright came out and said she's Donald Trump. And they said, really? And they said, yeah, well, if you had right now to vote for her, who you for? She said, Jaguar. She said, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. And so I said, I love Jaguar Wright. She's been on my show twice, but she can't come on my show no more till after the election. She can't come on my show talking that vote Donald Trump shit. That is off the table. And once I said it, I called her and told her I said it, because you know how people do. They listen to you say something, then they twist it and send it over. By the time we get to her, I said something bad about her mama. I ain't did that. Matter of fact, we just spent this weekend hanging out together, Jaguar, but I just tried to ignore the fact that she's a Trumpite. Okay.
I like it. Mm-hmm. Well, at least you told her, to her face, and it didn't have to come from nobody else. So.
Oh, yeah, you better do that too.
Yeah, you gotta always
in this
do that.
climate of where people love to beef. In this climate, if you say something and you want to make sure you get it to the people right way, you better get this yourself. Call and say, hey, look, this is what went down. So when they call and say, I said, this is some bullshit, I'm telling you now, this is what happened. Now, I'm telling you, she was my first call when I got off the air. As a result of that, she drove up to meet me. Her and her man Odell came and hung out with me and my wife at our home in Winston-Salem. She came up on Sunday because my wife's birthday was on the 28th. Her name is Sonia, y'all. Sonia Colyar. She has the #1 soul food restaurant in Winston-Salem called Simply Sonia's. And I apologize to my mama when I say this, but this woman makes a better salmon croquette than my mama. And my mama held that title for 34 years, man. Oh, she ice cold, man. She makes a soul roll. That's an egg roll with collard greens, candy yams, and what's the third thing? I think it's either cornbread or pieces of chicken. It's
How you eat that?
chain.
How do you eat that? With your fingers?
Very, very carefully and gently and with great desire. It is off the chain. She could cook. The place is wonderful. She got a brand new spot too, And so when I call Jaguar to tell her that I said some stuff about her, and I told her what I really said, she said, well, I'm in Atlanta. I'm going to swing through. So she came back, and we fed her, and we talked, and we laughed, and she filmed us to do some stuff. She has something she does called roll up. Roll up on you. I'm roll up. And so she rolls up, and we talked, and we told I gave our point of views about stuff. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Now let's go back to the story, man.
What story?
Yours.
Oh, that's a hell of a story.
I want to hear it.
It's a drama and
I
a
think
comedy.
the world
all
wants
up
to
into
hear
one.
it. Yeah.
So what way would you like me to start?
Let's start with the $100,000 win at Star Search.
That's very interesting. In fact, I did win Star Search, and it's funny because when I first saw Star Search, I remember sitting on the kitchen floor of Aunt Vera's house. No, it wasn't Aunt Vera's house. No, it wasn't Aunt Vera's house. It was my wife's mama. What was her name? Hattie Mae Kelly. It was I'm talking about a real Southerner.
Okay.
This is the one cook everything from scratch.
Down in Mississippi.
It's so far south they had to pump sunlight down there. and she was a great mother-in-law though. But I remember sitting on the floor in her kitchen watching this little TV and watching Star Search. I remember Sam Harris was singing his face off, and they had several comedians that were pretty good. But I was looking at the comedians, I was like, I could beat any of them. That's all you got to do is be funny 2.5 minutes. One day I'm going to win it. Now, I'll show you how things work. Your word is your wand. So whatever you say is going to happen eventually, so be careful. So I said one day I'm going to win Star Search, but I never really took it serious myself. I never thought really, man. Well, yeah, because if I had thought about it, I would have won it 10 years earlier. But I didn't drive and think about it. When I saw it, I thought the idea and I put it in the universe. Then I continue to do all the things I'm doing. And I went out to do Venice Beach, California. So I started by doing comedy in Chicago. I was an actor. I went to Morgan Park High School. But I grew up on the south side of Chicago. South side? Projects, Robert Teller Home, 4352 South State. Apartment
You still know the address?
And the apartment, brother, I will always be from there.
Okay.
Because that was one of the two places that defined my life. I was defined originally by what happened when I grew up in projects, but secondly when I moved to Venice Beach. So I lived in Chicago, and when I got out of high school, I started doing comedy. Well, I was acting. I was in all the plays in the high school, and I wanted to be an actor. But really, I was working hard.
But you came out of Chicago in a house of 7 people, am I right?
Well, it was by then we was all grown, but we grew up, I had 4 big brothers and mom and dad. We all shared a one bedroom. Yeah, it felt like rooming with a roomer. Yeah. Oh, you must know the story. Yeah, but that's the thing. We come from projects, but then my mom, she needed more for us. She was not going to let us spend our lives in projects, and she went and got her first job from Spiegel's. You ever heard of Spiegel's?
I remember Spiegel's, the magazine.
Catalog house.
You
on the
order
back
cool,
page, they had all the puppies.
Fly-ass clothes and stuff,
and the all the toys.
I'm telling my age,
Yep, well, that's my mama's first job. She took that job and she bought our first car. She went to Sears driving school, learned how to drive. She got what they called a Woody. Remember the Woodies? I'm not talking about a fella's thing. I'm talking about a Woody was a car. It was like a station wagon, but it
had the wood paneling all over it.
Sometimes wood on the top. It was very nice. And she bought that car, and she determined to move us, and she got us out to Morgan Park, which was a very nice neighborhood. We ended up going to great schools. When I got out of school, though, I'd already been an actor. I was trying to be an actor, but I was starving. So I just went to school, Chicago State University. I was raising my son. I got my first wife had a child named Nicholas, and I was raising him. I was a single dad. I was waiting tables at the Black Hawk on Wabash, really excellent restaurant. And I was a member of a theater company called Free Street Theater. And they called it Free Street Theater because people could walk up and watch it for free in different cities around the country, but that city would pay us to do it. So we would rehearse all week, and then we fly to a city and we do a full-fledged show right out of the city center or civic center or something, and people would walk up for free and they break us off a check. Anyway, I was acting. I was doing what I really wanted because in high school I was like, one day I'm going to be an actor. One day I'm going to be a star, right? So I'm acting. I'm doing pretty good. And then my friends talked me into trying comedy. And I tried it, and it was easier than I thought. So I started doing comedy as a street performer in Chicago, and I was like the best on the street. So
you never were like the class clown or anything?
No,
like
I
that.
wasn't. I mean, we were always funny at school. Me and my
Yeah.
partners pulled the pranks and did the jokes, and I was the lead in every play in my school. 3 out of 4 years, I had the lead or a lead if I wasn't the lead. So I was doing what I really wanted to do, which was to be an actor. But then the comedy came along. When I didn't realize I could do comedy. I didn't, and because I tell you what happened, it was 1984, and this little black kid had done already 3 movies: Beverly Hills Cops, 48 Hours, Trading Places. He was 23 years old. He had the #1 comedy album called Raw, #1 comedy concert
Yes,
nationally
indeed.
called Raw, and he had single-handedly saved Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live about to close their doors. They got him as the star. They haven't closed their doors since. And he could wear the fuck out of a red leather suit. I'm talking about Mr. Eddie Murphy, 23, 24 years old. And he did all that and got all that money telling jokes. And I was like, shit, I've been funny my whole life. I didn't know people paid you like that for it. I better get out the mustard and catch up. So I went and got some comedy albums by Red Fox, and I went down to my mama's basement where I was living anyway, and I was standing in that mirror, and I tell these jokes over and over. I play the album, tell the jokes until I could tell them like they was mine, like they was just to this day. I'm still telling Red Fox jokes because I don't think an old joke should die just cause the motherfucker that wrote it did. You know. In fact, you saw what's behind me.
So yeah, I see him. That's a Red Fox photo. And I asked you, did you know him?
Yeah, I didn't know him, but behind me is a cold photo of Red Fox. It's on my wall.
It's a
cold. Huge photo.
You guys got to see it.
He got on a 3-piece suit with an overcoat. He got a smoking cigar. He rolling. It's fly, but what was important to me is I got that from Tasha Smith. Y'all been seeing her in a lot of Tyler Perry films. She's in all kind of films, but you also know she's the main director of that thing about the gangsters from Detroit. What is that?
I don't
TBS,
know what that is.
AB, what is they called? It's a big old show, and they like these gangsters in Detroit. It was father and son, and actually the son is one of the actors in it.
Okay.
Oh, I cannot. I'm drawing a blank right now. But Tasha Smith directs that. She directs all type of major shows and acting. She's one of the greatest acting teachers. So whenever I would have a real important part, an audition for a big part, I would call Tasha Smith and pay her to, give me an hour of her time and walk me through it. And I went to an audition, and I didn't go to an audition. I went to her to get an hour session, and she pulled that picture of Red Fox out of her closet. It was rolled up, and she unrolled it and said, I was looking for somebody to give this to. And you see, I took that sucker and put it in a frame with glass. It's one of the biggest pictures in my house because it's amazing. Because I was influenced by 4 people. It was Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, and Eddie Murphy.
Life's best moments are meant to be savored. Trail Ride cigars are crafted for those who blaze their own trails with rich flavors and perfect balance. Every draw is an adventure. Find your flavor today at trailridecigarco.com. That's trailridecigarco.com. Trailridecigarco.com. Now, did you know the Richard Pryors or the Lenny Bruces and Eddie? Have you ever worked with any of them?
Well, I work with Eddie because I did Norbit.
You did do Norbit.
So I know I've known Eddie. I've seen Eddie places, but I've never been anywhere with him. I've never sat down and had tea and crumpets, no shit like that. I did the movie with him, and he was just the coolest. Like one of the coolest people I ever worked with on the film was him and Martin Lawrence. When I did Martin's show, Martin Lawrence was like the coolest cat I ever met. Before Snoop. Yeah. I'm sorry, everybody, but I haven't met a human cooler than Snoop Dogg. I am sorry. And I done met some cool-ass people. I'm talking about the actor Leon. I'm talking about Denzel is my friend. I ain't never seen nothing like this, though. That Snoop is the coolest human I've ever seen. And Snoop don't care who you are. He talks to you with respect and dignity. You could be a homeless and junky and trashy.
He gonna talk to you
your
like
eyes
you somebody.
And he talks to you like you're a human being.
Yeah, I remember I had a episode with Snoop. This is long ago. This is like early 2000s. He came to Jackson, right? And one of my homeboys was trying to take a picture, but he was so excited and he was shaking. Because he was right as close as I am to you as he was to Snoop. Right. And we were all standing there, and Snoop said, he looked him up and down and said, "Take the motherfucking picture, nigga." So And we laughed our asses off at him, and he was mad about it. Like, he wanted to fight Snoop. He was like, dude, you weren't ready. That's the whole point of it all. You got to always
was
be
playing
ready.
with him anyway.
Yeah, he was playing with him.
Everybody bust up laughing. He
Yeah,
took the
we
photo.
did. We laughed. You know,
Yeah,
he was
man.
mad at us, and he was
That
mad
nigga
at
should have
Snoop.
been mad.
Yeah.
He got that photo. He should have been happy
Yeah.
as fuck. Cause Snoop is just cool, man. And Snoop
Yeah.
can work with anybody under any circumstances, and that was just some fly shit, man. You
Man,
know? So
yeah.
so I went to Venice, you know. So I did State Street doing comedy in Chicago, and then winter came, and wasn't nobody trying to hit no jokes, cause I was doing street performance. Then nobody wasn't hit no jokes on State Street, but I made so much money on the street, I quit doing everything else. I quit the college, the acting class, the waiting tables. All I did is raise my son and work 4 days a week telling jokes on State Street and making money, and Rush Street. I mean, Oprah Winfrey used to come to my show on Rush Street. I'd be doing my stuff, passing the hat, making my money. Then winter came. When nobody trying to hear no jokes on State Street in December.
Yeah.
So that's when I packed everything I owned that would fit in my car. I had a 1967 Buick LeSabre. Everything else I sold.
Yeah.
And I took that money, I drove to California, where it's supposed to be warm all year round, every day.
Yeah.
They lied.
Because it's hot as hell right now
Oh,
where
it's
we
burning up
at.
down here. We in Palmdale, California right
Yeah.
now. It's
It's
probably
so
like
fucking hot
102
right
or
now.
some shit.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
so hot I saw a dog chasing a cat. They were both walking. One day we was out here and we saw a cat walking across it was like 116. It was walking slowly across our lawn, and it's just burst into flames.
Damn.
So it's hot. It's hot
Damn,
out
it is
here.
hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, so I remember being a younger guy and seeing you, was a house party, I do believe, weren't you? Was that a house party?
Yeah,
when
that
you
was
in
about,
the
I think
house
we did that
party?
about 114 years ago. if I'm not
114
mistaken. Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah,
What was
I
that
loved house
experience
party.
like for you?
It was a magnificent experience. You know, I was not then and still am not in anybody's cliques or clans.
Yeah.
So I wasn't with a bunch of folks who would help me do better. I was that's pretty much a loner, and they gave me that part. But that part was so excellent.
Yeah, it was.
And with them allowing me to just be me in it and do me, it shines to this day. People come to me with stuff about showboating. Hey, man, you got Toe Jam crackers every single day in every city I go to. And that film was like 25 years ago. And I didn't even have that big of a part, you know?
Yeah.
So I will
But
forever
people,
be
I remember
grateful.
you from that. And then
Yeah.
after that, I started seeing you on BET. It was something. You were hosting something on BET. What was that?
Well, you know, I co-created Comic View. I
Comic
brought
View.
that idea.
Okay.
But I would never
You ain't had no beard then.
But I would never do Comic View. I would only do specials of Comic View.
Okay.
I have to host and stuff because I don't want to do a set.
Right.
On the show I created, you know,
Right.
it's just sort of like a demotion or some shit.
Okay.
But I love the show. I remember once I was hosting a show and Lil Richard was on there, and he said some all wise, smart aleck shit to me, and then he went, woo, you know that thing you do.
Yeah.
And I said, calm down, because you know we go way back, Lil Richard. I knew you when you were still Lil Dick. And he fell out, but it was such a fun time on BET, and then they let me have my own show on there, BET Live from LA.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I ran a piece of tape from my show on my morning show, this Wednesday show. And folks, my Michael Colyar morning show, which is on YouTube, I've already done 957 shows. So
That's
I do
amazing.
it Monday through Friday. If you go back 3 days, I think I had somebody on there. I was just thinking about somebody I had on the show was so cool. Oh, well, Umar Johnson was on there.
Yeah.
And he did good for a while, you know, but then when he started shouting and stuff and talking over people, I had to hit that button, man.
You know, I've had a couple of interviews with Umar, and he will try to overtalk you. So you got to stop.
We don't want to do that on our show.
But he's our guy.
He's
you
a
know.
great guy.
He's a great
and
guy.
It takes nothing from him. But on my show, you have to communicate. You know, I want to have spirited conversations, but respectful.
Absolutely.
You know, because you don't know anything unless you really listen to both sides. You can't know stuff by just shouting out all your stuff, and then when other people try to give their part, you shout over them so you can't even hear what they're saying. And I even in my show stopped to point out, argument is not the same as a fight. A lot of people think an argument is when people fussing with each other. That's not argument. Argument is when a conversation is a back and forth until you keep lifting what the ideal is until you come to an agreement that this is what it is, or you agree to disagree agreeably. That's argument. But it's not a one-upsmanship. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. But that's not what an argument is. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. That's not an argument. In fact, there's a great comedy troupe out there called Monty Python.
Yeah, I know the
out
Monty
of England.
Python.
Go and look at Monty Python's thing called Argument Clinic. And this guy goes for an argument You know, and they say, oh, it's down in room B-A-18. He goes into B-18, and the guy says, you ugly, piss-string fart face. The guy said, wait a minute, I didn't come in here to be talked like that. I came in here for an argument. He said, oh, argument. I thought you wanted abuse. No, argument is down in B6, right?
B6.
It's a brilliant piece. But no, I want the arguments. I had a guy on my show named Charlie. I keep calling him Charlie. Charleston White. Carlton White.
Yeah, I've been with Charleston White, too.
Same thing. Come on my show, want to scream, want to holler, want to cuss people out, want to say bad shit about black women. I don't have that on my show. I'm just saying. You could do that other places.
But with a Charleston White, do you think he's wrong in some of the things that he says? Because
I don't know if judgment is mine. I think that he teaches some lessons that are really good for our community, but he teaches them in a way where they can't be heard. You know? I mean, if you cussing me out and calling me MFs and screaming at the top of your lungs, I can't hear the message of kindness. I can't hear the message of we brothers and we should get along. I can't hear the message about raising your community right while I'm calling black women bitches and telling them they can suck my dick. That is not the same thing for me. So I'm not going to judge him. I don't know that dude well enough to judge him. So I'm not going to say whether he's wrong or right. You ain't going to never have me in that crossfire. He could be mad at me because I mentioned what he did on my show, but that's just the truth. Yeah. I'll tell you what you do on my show, but I'm not out here. I don't do what's named. I don't do beefs. People say bad shit about me too, but I don't do that. Because I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to stoop to that level. I'm a black man. I'm a fucking king. Exactly. You talk to me with that dignity and that respect, and if you can't, then you forfeit your ability to speak with me and go on about your business. I'm going to go on about, man, the good thing is, it's 7 billion motherfuckers on the planet. So if I lose a friend, I'm all right. I got plenty of friends. Them motherfuckers everywhere. Yeah, I ain't worried about that. I think I'm going to be all right. Plus, I'm in love with a goddess and a queen. And if she's the only friend I ever had for the rest of my life, I'm still going to be fine and dandy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I love it. So, man, with your stint in comedy and in Hollywood, you said you felt like that you haven't catapulted yet.
Oh, no.
Why
Have you
not,
ever seen
though?
me? I don't know.
Because like me talking to you, I'm looking at you right now, and I'm like, I can call Michael Colyar and just have a conversation with him.
I'm the majority of the fault.
Okay.
Here's the thing a lot of people don't want to face. Everything that's ever happened to you, it was because of you. And people can't face that reality. Once you accept that terror, then your life can get back on track. But it was all your fault. You bring the things to you that happen. Now you say, well, somebody killed a child. It wasn't a child's fault, and maybe not in this lifetime, and maybe not on this spiritual plane. But all things that happen to us, we generally generate it. And our ideals, our thoughts, where we put ourselves. Like, for instance, we're always talking about how people always get mugged and stabbed. But if you're in the neighborhood that mugging and stabbings don't go on, then your ass don't get mugged or stabbed. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
I mean, if you go and rob somebody to get your crack robs and you get killed, then that's because you made the choice to do the wrong thing. You made that choice. If you just want to live a life that's correct, first of all, everything is about follow God. That everything. If God is not the answer, you're not asking the right question. So no matter what it is you want to do, whether you want to build a mountain or float a boat, whatever it is, if you keep God first, and then you make a plan, and then you follow the plan, and you keep God first, and you be obedient to the Lord, and God ain't never asked nobody to be perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. If you find somebody that's perfect, stab him in the throat with a fucking plastic fork and run as fast as you can, because that's not even a human being. You don't get perfect no matter what the fuck you do. Practice don't make perfect. Practice makes better. So the thing is, if you start with God first and you have a plan, you follow a plan, your life is going to be great. It's going to be that way. But if you're one of those people who just bounce around and bump into walls and wait for life to happen, you have to settle for whatever the universe drops on your ass. But that's on you. You can't, I have people stay at home and they sit in their basement smoking joints, watching cartoons, eating Captain Crunch, and waiting for an opportunity.
You talking about grown
to
people.
Knock on the grown ass folks, but not just grown. Teenagers. Ain't nothing lazier today than teenagers. Teenagers young people just don't want to work no more. I heard somebody say this, and I'm repeating it. I didn't make this up, but it's funny. You can give a teenager a job sleeping, and that motherfucker will wake up and quit. I'm tired of this shit. I'm out of here. You know, it's difficult to get people to come to work who really want to work. And then when our government fucked up and just gave people money like that, just gave money to try to win our favor, but it hurt more people than it helped them. A lot of people ran out and bought shit they didn't even want. People didn't sit and plan that money out to work it or whatever. But now it also gave the attitude to people that we don't have to work. You know, government, some type of programs out there that'll pay me if I don't work, if I play sick, if I do this. And you create an attitude of victimization. You want to be the victim now. And now you spend your whole life saying, woe is me. Well, please, y'all, please do me a favor. Don't say woe is me to me, because I'm going to say fuck you, okay? You have the ability to do anything you want to do. I can change my life at any moment I choose. But what moment shall I choose? You know, I got people I'm training. I'm trying to show them how to do the right shit. They do part of it. They don't do all of it. Then they don't understand how come they're not getting where they want to go. You tell me you want to go from A to B. I give you the map and point the way, but you take your time and make a left instead of a right. And then you ask me, how come I'm not getting my shit? Because you got to do your work. Everyone who's ever succeeded in anything did the work. A lot of basic things. This is basic shit. God made life so simple that people run around thinking it's too good to be true. So life can't be easy. It's got to be hard. But no, it was designed to be easy. It was designed to be light lifting, not heavy lifting. All you got to do is be true to yourself. Have a plan. Follow your plan. Trust God. Trust your family. Everything's about family and God. And if you got a strong family and God, nothing can take you down.
Start your day with nature's best. At The Herbal Blessing, we believe in the power of herbs to heal, energize, and inspire. From immune-boosting teas to soothing skincare, The Herbal Blessing has everything you need for a healthier, happier you. And now enjoy 15% off your order when you use code BREAKFAST at checkout. Shop now at theherbalblessing.com. That's THEE herbalblessing.com. The Herbal Blessing, nature's gift just for you. Have you ever been, and I know you told me one time we were riding around, you told me that you did drugs for a while. Right?
I did cocaine. I smoked crack for 23 years, and I now have 15 years of sobriety from crack
Congratulations.
cocaine.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to congratulate myself. Thank you, Jesus. And don't want it. Don't care about it. Never think of it anymore. It's not my thing. It's about my shit. I did that dance, and it taught me things. You know, it taught me things, and I'm grateful for everything that ever happened to me, because everything that ever happened to me brought me to where I am now. And I'm sitting smack dab in the middle of my dream. I'm doing everything I ever wanted to do, and I'm in love with the greatest woman I've ever met.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That is
But you
amazing.
ain't never seen me on a tour with the major comics. And I'm as major
because I was gassing up to ask you that. Why haven't you ever been on a major?
I don't know the answer to that.
Because
I mean, part of it could be my addiction. People can use that past addiction as their reason to try to keep me back. Maybe the real reason, something they get scared to have to follow me. I wouldn't want to follow me. I'm pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I know how to be. Well, I don't know if I do. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't know how to be less good so that you don't feel bad in following me. Because I'm always going to kill what I got. I've been a headliner since the beginning. I never went around being opens and middles. I've always been a headliner, you know, because I came from Venice Beach, where I was standing out there doing 5 1-hour shows every Saturday and Sunday. So I was making 6 figures a year for 9 years doing jokes, weekends only. So I wasn't going to come to somebody's club for $30 and be an opening act. That shit wasn't going to happen. And by being on Venice Beach, everybody named Mama saw me, because that's the second biggest attraction in California. Second only to Disneyland is Venice Beach, California. So on any given day, any given weekend, Saturday or Sunday, there's anywhere from 200,000 to 300,000 people that walk up and down there every Saturday and Sunday of the year. Wow. Winter, summer, all the time. So I stand out there past my hat. You know, I do 40 minutes of telling jokes and 20 minutes of getting my money, man. And everybody came to see me. Snoop Dogg was a regular. Him and Tupac who used to see me. Larry Fishburne, well, he's Lawrence now. Now, he was Larry.
I remember that earlier on in the movies, he was Larry Fishburne.
Remember when he was Larry?
I do remember that.
Well, Larry used to come out and watch me on Venice all the time. He'd sit right there in front of me, and he'd watch, and then I'd go back to his apartment. We hung. That was my dude. And then he blew up. And one day I saw him at like the BET Awards. Somebody said, "Hey, what's up, Larry?" He said, "My name's not Larry. Larry's dead. My name is Lawrence." And I said, "Well, damn, what killed him?" You know. And but he would come to my show all the time. Snoop Doggy Dogg would come. Arsenio Hall. He came. He brought Eddie Murphy. I mean, everybody would make their way to Venice Beach. So it was just a great thing, but also all the directors and the producers would come out to Venice Beach. And they wouldn't come to see me. There's so much wonderful stuff happening on the beach. Jugglers, acrobats. One guy walked on glass barefoot, then he'd lay on the and he just died recently too.
Oh, okay.
His name was Harry Perry.
Well, bless his heart.
He used to say, "Uba, uba," and he would say, "Throw your ass in the glass," and he'd jump off a chair into a tall pile of glass barefoot. Then he'd stomp around the glass, then he'd lay in it on his back with no shirt on, and he'd smoke a cigarette while a girl stood on his chest and a fella stood on his thighs. And then he'd get up without a scratch on him. Wow. And when I got out there, he was making $40 a day doing that. I taught all those people on Venice how to make money. $40 a day, you should be making $400, $500. Easy, you laying on glass. What? So I had to show them how to do the hustle, how to actually get the money. A lot of people wouldn't collect their money till after they get through. That's the worst trick in the world. Don't ever do that. Why are people gonna stay and pay you if you through? What's their motivation
right.
to
You
stay
got
and
that
pay
right.
you?
You got that right,
Unless
though.
you burst
Yeah.
into flames, set yourself on fire. Oh, I got to pay for that. People immediately go ahead in the other direction. I got to put some money in the meter. My thing is, I wouldn't do my last part of my show till I get my money. So I collect first because that's the hook. And I said, boy, I got something good for you. I'm about to do my last 3 jokes. But I got to get my money first. Now, I don't have to be out here. I could be at your house right now taking your stereo equipment. You ain't there. But no, I'm out here working for mine. So I'm going to go in the circle. After I get the money, I'm going to lay you out with 3 great ones. That makes the majority of people stay. And people who stay, allow them to pay out of guilt.
Now, I totally understand. You're talking about Venice Beach. You just recently shot your show. You invited me. I couldn't make it back in May when you were shooting it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We end up...
But that is that a tribute to what you used to do on Venice Beach for yourself?
No, it's once again my own special. Like I said, ain't nobody coming to give me specials. People going around giving people comedy special. Anybody give me no comedy special. Anybody put me on. And this ain't no complaint. This is what I want you to understand about this too. When I tell you what I'm on and what I'm not, this ain't no complaint. I am blessed by my Father God, Lord, and I can do everything.
Amen.
There is nothing that I cannot do. And my whole life I wanted to do certain things. I'm doing all of them. But I do want to point out when they say, how come you haven't done this? I just haven't been there. I ain't been invited to do nobody's tour ever, and I'm good with it because after this year I'll be able to do my own because of so much stuff I'm doing. And no one's ever just said, man, we're going to give you a concert. They ain't doing that. So I raised my own money to do it. It wasn't just my money. I only raised 1/3 of it. The citizens gave me the rest.
That's amazing. That's a blessing.
People got online and gave me money. I got a shout out to Sheena Arnold and Ali Sadiq, my girl Tiffany Haddish, but 2 really big people gave them, and they said they don't want their name shouted everywhere because everybody gonna come to them looking for money. Yeah. But people came out the woodwork to help. I need to raise $97,000. I raised 101. So we shot it with 7 cameras and a crane, and it's so awesome. We got like maybe 3 more weeks of editing, and then we go on the journey of selling it. But it's awesome. No one's ever seen a comedy special shot like that. We shot it outside. I built the stage on Venice Beach right in front of the police station. It's built to look like a king's crown, and it's called the King of Venice Beach. But what's really exciting about it is we also get to give back to the homeless. Because like I told you, I would collect my money. I would collect that money, man, and clean up. This time we'll collect the money for the homeless. So I had a part of the show where I talk about homeless people and how important it is to give back to the homeless. I do comedy on that. And then when I collect the money, I told my audience, all this money is going to the homeless, though. This ain't for me. So we added, several hundred in singles that we put in the bag ourselves, make it look like a lot. And then we collected their money. Those people, it was less than 100 people, and because they wouldn't let me have over 100 people for this, and I didn't know it. See, that was tricky because I built this stage, and my vision was people would surround that stage for as far as the eye can see on Venice Beach. And that's why we shot it outside. So as you're looking at me on stage, you also can see the grass and the beautiful ocean and the sky. And, it's just a beautiful thing. So Venice Beach is the co-host, the co-star, shall I say, of this show, right? So we built the stage like that, make it nice and round. we couldn't get permission to use a drone, but we found a way around it. Yeah. You'll find out when you see the show. But because we did it that way, we called the King of Venice Beach. When they gave us the money, we put it in the bag. We add our money to it. And out of those little over like 98 people, they gave me $985. And we threw our money on top of that, and we took the bag and took it to the homeless shelter. We didn't say we're going to write you some big old goofy ass cardboard check. No, we want to give the money to the people that came from the people. On top of that, we're giving away 1,986 backpack bags that you could carry things in for the homeless. And we're putting clothing in some of them. I'm trying to put $10 in each one, either a $10 bill or a $10 gift certificate. So we're still asking people to send stuff to us to put in those bags. We've already given away about 800 of those bags. I still got over 1,200 bags that I'm giving to homeless people, man. Okay. And we love it. Eric Roberson, a great vocalist, he hooked up with a guy.
Eric Roberson.
They gonna give me 50 pair of shoes. That's where you got his first CD.
I got his first CD.
He's off the chain. I love that man. He sang at my wedding. Incidentally, I know I mentioned this, but I'll say it again. I've been married 335 days. Eric Roberson came. He sang at the reception just off the top of his head. He improv'd and killed it. I mean, the wedding was so amazing. Everybody, please go to YouTube and look at Michael Colyar's wedding. Colyar. Michael Colyar wedding. Have you seen it?
No, I'm going to check it
59 minutes of excellence, brother. First of all, we started on time. Okay. We said 3 o'clock.
What?
We started on 3 o'clock.
Okay.
One of my friends is 93 years old. Bless her little heart. I love Marla Gibbs. She was late. Clack, clack. Locked her out. Yes, sir.
You locked out Marla Gibbs? We
locked out Marla Gibbs and 42 other people. The brother who plays the bailiff from Judge Judy, Bird, clack, clack.
You locked out Marla Gibbs out of all the people?
Everybody locked out. We didn't play that. We started on time at 3. Now, about 12 minutes in, we opened the doors and let them slide in because that part of the ceremony wouldn't be disrupted. Yeah. But we wouldn't have it. We started on time. Start out with Mark Felton, one of the coldest saxophonists on the floor. He played a miniature saxophone, soprano saxophone, total silence. He walks down the aisle playing a jazz version of Yes, Jesus Loves Me. Look, I come down the aisle with the best man. You ain't even supposed to come down the aisle as a groom. We come down the aisle, 3-piece suit, hat broke down to Freddie's Dead. Ba-dum-pow, 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 ba-dum-pow. Oh, it is so cool. Jesse Campbell from The View sang the Lord's Prayer and had everybody in the place crying. Michael Colyar's wedding on YouTube. Y'all need to quit playing.
Yeah, y'all need to get this is why we needed them cameras today. And I knew we needed them damn cameras.
We don't need cameras. People, use your imagination. Y'all saw me. Y'all seen me before. No, they can feel my energy. You don't have to see it. They know what I'm talking about. And we could have showed them things, though. Because, I mean, you ain't even showed you these tabletops that was made just for us. One of our fans, and they put our pictures on it, and the pictures for my new book. I have a children's book out right now. Okay. The cover's on that painting right behind you. Lil Bobby White, about a little black kid who always wins because he always chooses to do the right thing. It's a lesson that we don't teach anymore. Okay. We don't teach our children to be good for goodness sake.
And where can we get these from?
It's at Amazon, bro. Okay. It's on Amazon. You go to Amazon and say Lil Bobby White, you can get them all day long.
All day long.
Or any place you see me. Every place I go, I got a briefcase full of them. I got them in my trunk of my car.
Well, I think I need something to take back to Mississippi, sir, to bring to the children in our schools and the community. You will love it. Okay. Because I do reading sometimes. So
you will love that. It's a beautiful book. The artwork is by a great artist, and it's a lot of fun. So what I did, I got to Venice Beach. I started doing that, and we did the special. When we get through and deliver it on the special, we're also in red ink, is making it very clear where to send money if you want to help the homeless in Los Angeles. Because at the end of the film, I take all that money that we got in the bag, I jump off the stage and go directly to a homeless shelter, which is called the Midnight Mission. A brother is the CEO. I didn't even know that. Pleasant surprise. Okay. And we go and pour the money on the table, brother, and they get it just like that. And they stacking it when the credits roll. And it's going to encourage other people to give to the homeless because am I my brother's keeper? You damn right, and my sisters too. And when I get back to that, then I'm getting back to what I'm supposed to be on this planet, the children of the Lord, healing, loving, lifting each other, and encouraging other people to know who they are and to shine their light.
Okay. Yeah. That's much respect. Has there ever been a time that you felt like you weren't gonna make it, or you were down because it just wasn't happening fast enough, or
no, and even now, I mean, it's still not happening fast enough.
Even with the drug use or anything like that?
No, man, everybody passed me calling it a drug usage. Let's be clear on that. I started out with Cedric the Entertainer. He came right after me, actually. Okay. So Cedric, Steve Harvey, all of us, we come up at the same time.
Okay.
Me, I'm still a day player. All three of them rich enough to pee cream, because I took a 23-year hiatus, if you will. For 23 years, I fuck around. One day I said, well, what if I take this rock and drop it on this hot piece of glass? 23 years later, I had to dig my way out of that. But that was my choice. I made the choice. Everything that happens to us is based on the series of choices we've made. So if you get to a place you don't want to be, choose again. Make a different choice. But that's what I was choosing for a long time, because I was having fun and trying to rock and roll and didn't really accept the ideal, the fact, the truth, that if you do your work, you get enough money where you can buy better drugs. No, I'm just joking. I mean that. I'm just playing. But I had to get sick and tired of being sick and tired and hurting people and losing relationships and opportunities. And I'm sure along the way, a lot of my very cronies saw me out there struggling, doing my thing. People talked about it, and some whispered, some spoke it right out loud. Now, we ain't mess with him. He a crackhead. But I always been Michael motherfucking Colyar. And I've never gone to a set and messed up. I've never not been great at what I've done, and I've never stopped working. I mean, because I don't count on other people, I count on the Lord, and I count on the talent He gave me and the confidence I have in myself. And y'all have to have confidence. You can't succeed at anything without confidence, but you don't want ego, because your ego is not your amigo. Trust me, when you start thinking it's all about you and you better than other people and all that shit, you on your way down the slippery slope. And I tell you something, the road to success is paved with motherfuckers on their way back down. On your way up, you need to learn how to be good to people and kind to people. If you don't know nobody else to watch, look at Snoop. He's a perfect fucking example. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And he got that from his mama, who taught him to always treat people with decency and to always treat them like they have worth and value. So he walked his whole life doing that, and what happens? Everybody treat him like that in return, because karma is real, and you get karma even if you don't fucking get it. So be nice to people, because whatever you send is coming back to visit you. Amen?
Amen.
Oh, you better let him use you.
Amen. Now, what do you have to say to the person that's trying to be the next Michael Colyar, or be the next hot comedian, or even a person that's using or abusing drugs and wants to get off? What kind of inspiration do you have to say to that person or those people? Life's challenges can feel overwhelming, like storms that never seem to pass. But no matter how fierce the storm, there's a brighter day after the storm. In this inspiring book, author Akeem J. Wright shares his heartfelt journey of resilience, faith, and finding light even in the darkest times. Rediscover hope and reclaim your strength. Find your brighter day. Get your copy of There's a Brighter Day After the Storm by author Akeem J. Wright, now available on Amazon Bookstore.
Kill yourself. No, I'm just joking. I do comedy, y'all. Somebody telling me who's up in here. This Michael Colyar. Well, first of all, I know because I know God, that I know that there is no impossibility. That impossible, it's just impossible is just a suggestion. It's impossible. It's really impossible if you have God. So if you know you have God, then all you do is plan what you want to do. It's not as easy as it sounds. If you're on drugs and you want to get off, I would say go to a program. Programs aren't for the people that need them. Programs are for the people who want them. If the people who needed programs was in programs, there would be no rooms in the programs.
Right.
That shit, people be all out in the street sitting in lawn chairs. But it's for the people who want it. So you have to decide, what do you want? Do you want to be successful and go forward? Do you want to change your life? We said it before. I can change my life at any moment I choose. But what moment shall I choose? You could choose right now to quit being unsuccessful by declaring that you're no longer unsuccessful and that you can handle anything that comes your way, which is a truth if you understand that God is within you. If you understand that happiness and joy and success is an inside job. If you kill the demons inside of you, the ones outside matter not at all. So I would say to them, make a plan. If you don't know where you're going, you fuck around and end up somewhere else. So you want to sit down and make a plan. Just sit quietly with yourself. Whether you're someone who's not addicted, but you really want to make it in this game, or whether you're somebody who was addicted and want to get your life back together, the Bible says, if you want something, you need to sit down and write it down and make it plain. So sit down and write what your plan is. You want to really amp your plan up? Do a vision board. See, your vision board is your blueprint of what you're going to do. Not what you hope to do or might do, but what you're going to do. You got to declare it. You got to say, I'm going to do it. You got to get in cooperation with the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because the universe is always conspiring for your good. I'll say that again.
Say it one more time.
The universe is always conspiring for your good.
One more time for the people in the back.
That's right. The universe is always conspiring for your good. The universe is always trying to figure out a way to make your life better. But you give it the direction by what you think and what you say. You set the intentions. You know, I know I'm near the microphone. I'm going to step away for 1 second. But I talk loud, so you still hear me. So I walk over here and get my vision board. That's a vision board. That's my most current vision board right there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And all this stuff is happening. You see my book? I'm going to sell 50,000 copies. It's on my vision board. You know, this is my newest book coming out. It's called In the Wet Spot, Blue Erotica by MC Butternuts. Now, that is
I see I see the illustration. It's
the illustration's off the chain. This is not a written book. This is an audio book. So I do 14 erotic poems. It's not me, MC Butternuts. And this book is off the chain. And this book is designed for loving couples to get together, you know, and sit in front of your fireplace, you know, put on lingerie.
The jazz on with the lingerie.
Not butt naked, because butt naked is the destination. We want to stay on the journey for a minute. So you might light a fire log or something, roll some of them funny cigarettes without the writing on the side. Get a little sippity sip, and then break open this. Well, right now I'm not giving the book first. I'm not releasing the book till after the audio. Then you play the audio and listen to me through these poems. And when you feel what I'm saying, you could probably do some of them things to each other. Gotcha. Oh, it's off the chain.
Gotcha.
It's off the chain. You want to hear one?
No, I don't want to hear one.
This a family show?
It is not a family show, but I ain't got no badass chick with me right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no Diddy. I don't need you in here touching yourself.
But no Diddy.
I bet y'all, I wasn't really trying to read it for you. I bet your audience would hear it, but too late because I understand.
Well, give them a little sample of it.
Too late. You done put a vision in my head and I can't get out now. We gonna move on from that shit. Okay, so anyway, it's called In the Wet Spot, Blue Erotica by MC Butternut. This is coming out in time for you to buy it for Christmas, but I'm not exactly sure on the date. But the year of completion, I put that on my vision board. I got a lot of projects out there, some I've had for years. This year I complete them. Like I've been trying to do the Venice Beach concert for years. My director is Leslie Small, one of the coldest directors on the planet. He's done all of Kevin Hart's specials, Cat Williams, Steve Harvey, and for 8 years he's been sticking with me. I keep saying, man, when you do it, we get close, somebody come up with part of the money, then change their mind. Somebody come up with a lot of money, then they decide they want to own the whole thing. We just been going and going, then I finally settled, did it out of our own money, and there that brother's still standing tall with us, and it's going to look so good. That's
amazing.
I'm trying to get him an Emmy. I need him to get the Emmy for this.
Okay.
You know? All right. It says vision board. My best years. I'm taking my wife to Africa. Put it on the vision board. You know, I'm going to host a game show. Put it on the vision board. I will not be lazy. This is a season of unrelenting success. Me and Sonia are going to Africa by January. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is you put the things on that you want to happen. And you don't have to stare at the board. Kumbaya, my Lord. You ain't got to do none of that. Just walk by and glance at it. The way it works is by you constantly glancing at the thing you say you're going to do, you put that impression on your mind. Once that impression sets on your mind, the universe can read that. Once the universe knows what you want to do, it can move forward. Once you commit to anything, providence takes hold. Doors open that you didn't even know was there. But you have to take the first step by setting your intention. That's why you got to decide, this is what I want to do. And you ain't got to try to do it at all. Do it all at once. You kill yourself.
Yeah.
You do a little bit
and I've had that experience. Yeah, I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, because when you try to do a lot, it seems like a lot. It becomes daunting, and then you quit.
Yeah.
So you just do a little bit at a time, and before you know it, you're there. There's a great thing. I encourage everyone to go see a video called The Secret.
Okay.
And it talks about the law of attraction. But in The Secret, it gives a perfect example of what life is. It says when you're in a car and you're driving, you might be driving 100 miles. but you can't see but 100 feet at a time. Yet you're getting there. So you ain't got to already know how to get the whole journey. Just keep going forward. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on what you're doing. Don't let detractors and haters and all that get into your mix, because that doesn't have anything to do with your reality. Your reality, if you're talking about God, is joy. Your reality is light. Your reality is unimpossibility. You could do anything, walk on water and fly through the air. All that energy my wife gave me. Just being with her.
Gotcha.
She loves me so much. She humbles me so much. She loves me. I don't even need no alarm clock. I'm so excited about life. I pop up in the morning walking. I'm walking 35% faster. She has given my heart something extra to throb about. She a bad motherfucker.
That's amazing.
If I wasn't me, I would have been her. And I'm telling you, I say that everywhere I go. Of course, she insists on it. But that's not what's important, sir. What's important is she is to me what I believe a woman's supposed to be first and foremost to their man. She's my friend.
That's a good
So
thing.
whether I get it right or fuck it up, she stands with me. And that's why I said, when you're in a relationship, you got one or two things. You either got a teammate or a motherfucking opponent. I have been blessed with a teammate and a
That's
great
amazing.
queen. Sonia, formerly Wardell, now Sonia Colyar, 335 days. I adore every breath you take, everything you do. I love her so much, man. It humbles me, man. I tell you, I can't talk about it without my voice getting softer.
Oh, my
And that's
gosh.
for real. And I don't do that on purpose. And I talk to her, my voice gets softer. I have a reverence for her and her love and her protection of me and her, and you know, she wants me to win and I want her to win. That's what it's supposed to be, man. And we try to outgive each other, try to outlove each other. She get me something, I get her something better. You know, I get her something better, she get me something better. You know, God is great and it's a great blessing. But first of all, understand I do no complaints. My life is so blessed, you can't beat a complaint out of me, and nobody owes me nothing. No successful artist. You know, I called one of my friends, I was trying to get money for this, right? And so I called my friends, and some of the celebrities really dug deep. And did real good, you know. And I will say Ice Cube put in a nice amount.
That's good,
but
man.
But he and Bob Johnson, you know, big people. I mean, people who have big personalities, big lives out there. They broke me off something, but it was a lot of celebrities who stepped up and did their thing, and I'm so grateful for that. But they didn't owe me nothing. Nobody. The comics don't owe me shit. I mean, to think about Ice Cube. I did one movie with Ice Cube and I did a couple of music videos, but I've never sat down and had tea and crumpets with, he don't even know me like that. He gave me a shot once, and this him giving me a shot again. Without even knowing me, man, he gave me a grip to do this with.
Wow.
For real, you know?
Okay.
And so I'm very grateful for all the people who stood up. But then I had grandmamas who came in, because you can get a credit on this as a producer if you put in $1,000. I had 14 people who did that. And one grandmama, she put my shit on layaway. She put $75 down, and she came back with $225, and then she came back with $100, she came back with $320, and before you know it, she had put that $1,000 up. And when this credits roll, she'll be one of the producers on what I think is going to be one of the coldest 1-hour concerts anybody ever seen. You never seen that
That's
done
amazing,
like this
man.
that cover these topics and that gives back.
That's amazing.
To the society.
That's amazing. How can people follow you, man? How can they get with you? Give out all that social media.
Well, start with my Cash App. Okay, I don't have no Cash App. That's a funny joke that people keep saying, but no, I don't have a Cash App. It's real easy. First, I ask people to follow me by just going to my morning show, because when people always be on my case, man, you didn't tell me you was coming to town. You say that to me, that means you're not watching the morning show. And the morning show is on just like any other morning show on CBS or ABC.
Right.
We're there every morning, 1 hour, always comedy, always music, always poetry, always prayer. So you can come and lift yourself, get pumped up before you go out there and fight that maddening crowd. But also, that's where they get the information. Because whatever I'm doing, I'm talking about it on that morning show. But secondly, you can always go to my Instagram. My Instagram is just my name, @Michael_Colyar. Or if you just go to Instagram, put in Michael Colyar, the way I spell it, COLYAR, it'll pop up before you even get to the YAR. It'll pop up.
Yeah.
So you can go to Instagram. People can write me directly at ComicKing123@AOL.com, because I don't know how they had a show called Comic King. King's Comic without the king.
Without the king, yeah.
Maybe they're dealing with the fact that I'm also the ace in the hole. But listen, so it's ComicKing123@AOL.com. I answer all my own emails. I answer all my own DMs.
You answer your phone calls, too.
I answer my own phones. And we got a lot of stuff coming. The King of Venice Beach. That's the name of my 1 hour special that's coming. They just gave me my own sitcom. It's called Highly Favored. And I play the lead, and I'm the pastor. Yes!
I love it.
They have turned the heathen into the pastor.
Yes,
I
indeed.
can't give details on it because someone else already bought it. I can't say it was bought for Impact TV, which is a faith-based network. And I will tell you, we shot 6 episodes in 4 days. And when I tell you it's hilarious, it's called Highly Favored. We talked about Lil Bobby White, my children's book on Amazon. And I'm just, man, look, I'm living and loving. I got movies in the can. Every weekend I'm doing comedy somewhere. Me and my beautiful bride, we about to go to St. Thomas next week. I have a concert in St. Thomas next Friday and next Saturday in St. Croix. So I'm taking up for 5 days so we can just enjoy the blue waters.
My gosh,
and,
man.
you know, I just am very grateful to God. Let me tell you, everything about gratitude. Even the Buddha says, arise and be grateful because you have a lot. And if you don't have a lot, at least you got a little. And if you don't have a little, at least you ain't sick. And even if you are sick, at least you ain't dead. So be grateful. Like I said, you can't beat a complaint out of me. I have everything that's supposed to be mine because everything's in divine order. And if I was supposed to have more, I'd get it. And when it's time for me to get more, I'm gonna get it. But I tell you what, it's a lot of people got more money than me, but ain't nobody having more fun than me.
I heard
swear to
that.
God, I'm rock and roll, baby.
Definitely, man. Look,
come on now.
Michael Colyar, y'all make some noise for him on the Urban
Boom,
City
boom,
Podcast Network on Breakfast at Jabot's. Man, look, y'all follow, like, and subscribe to this channel on YouTube, and you can get this podcast on wherever they stream all podcasting platforms. Y'all keep it locked.
God is great.
Amen.
Thank you.
Urban City Podcast.
Life's challenges can feel overwhelming, like storms that never seem to pass. But no matter how fierce the storm, there's a brighter day after the storm. In this inspiring book, author Akeem J. Wright shares his heartfelt journey of resilience, faith, and finding light even in the darkest times. Rediscover hope and reclaim your strength. Find your brighter day. Get your copy of There's a Brighter Day After the Storm by author Akeem J. Wright, now available on Amazon Bookstore.